Coming up on Naperville News 17, the city offers an incentive for the preservation of Kramer Mansion, holiday shops for those who need a helping hand, and the search for Santa's crew is on in downtown Naperville. Hello everyone, I'm Kim Pierce. Thanks for joining us for this week's Naperville News. Naperville City Council once again discussed the future of the Kramer Mansion at their most recent meeting. Naperville News 17's Casey Krajewski shares the details.
At the November 19th Naperville City Council meeting, Council voted to allow Little Friends to demolish the Kramer Mansion in order to sell its property for full value, but asked them to wait and see if a better solution could be found. At their most recent meeting, the dais voted 6-2 to tender up to $562,000 to the nonprofit if they accept an offer that would preserve the 100-year-old structure. However, Little Friends could still accept an offer that would demolish the mansion.
What we've been very clear in our communication is we're going to accept what is the best opportunity and offer for the organization, Little Friends.
The city also added to the resolution that if a bid is accepted that includes the mansion, the purchaser will need to insure the mansion. That will likely create an even larger gap between a bid with the mansion and a bid without. If Little Friends accepts an offer that would preserve the mansion, some felt public money shouldn't be involved.
When we talked about this last time, and I haven't changed my mind, that using public money for this private transaction it's just a bridge too far for me to go on this.
However, Mayor Steve Chirico pointed out that it's not unlike other private organizations the city has helped in the past.
DuPage Children's Museum is one. Safety Town is the second. I think Carillon it was kind of forced upon us, but we used SECA money to save a public amenity.
Council's vote did not specify where the city would get that money, but some on the dais suggested either the food and beverage tax or the SECA fund, as the Kramer Mansion is a cultural amenity. For Naperville News 17, I'm Casey Krajewski.
Council also added some protection for the city to the resolution in case the mansion is moved to a new location and is damaged or destroyed during that process. Council also approved a plan to bring micro apartments to Ogden Avenue. The site, currently occupied by the Regency Inn, will soon house a 112-unit apartment building. Council voted unanimously to rezone the property at 1350 East Ogden Avenue to allow the development. Due to the size of the units, about 300 square feet on average, rents in the complex are expected to qualify as affordable housing. Co-chair of the Naperville Senior Task Force, Jim Hill, spoke in support of the project at the meeting, saying it gives local seniors an affordable option to downsize to while still living in town.
One of the issues that always comes up is it's a struggle to find housing in Naperville that fits their budget, that's close to shopping, that's close to entertainment, that's accessible, that offers single-story living. In this development, offers all of that.
The petitioner, Michael Zaransky, also spoke at the meeting and said they plan to waive the application fees for those 55 and older and provide seniors with a 30-day advance viewing window when apartments become available. Construction is expected to start in 2020. There's a new spot to explore at Fox Valley Mall. With the snap of the scissors and drop of balloons, Fox Valley Mall's Center Park was open to the public. Mall officials are hoping the $6 million project will revitalize an open space in the mall.
This Center Park project, we've transformed about 14,000 square feet of what was a big open, kind of bland center court into an indoor park, a community gathering space that will just naturally encourage our shoppers to spend more time here.
Sampson said there are even plans to host yoga, painting, and other classes in the park. And there's more to come. Phase 2 of Center Park will include the addition of a tree house that will give shoppers another fun way to enjoy the mall. Phase 2 of Center Park will be built over the next few years. The Fox Valley Mall first opened up in 1975, and mall officials hope a recent renovation will help keep it thriving another 40 years. A new business in Naperville has a sharp strategy. Naperville News 17's Ryan Scrid took AIM to share the story.
You might have used an axe to chop down a tree or split firewood before, but here at Axe Zone, they take it a step further.
This is a bigger axe, which is 26 inches axe. You hold this with two hands, one at the bottom, one on the right. Step like this, go up. Simple.
Owner of Axe Zone, Mohsen Ali, opened a new location here in Naperville and has brought the sport of axe throwing to Ogden Avenue.
First of all, axe throwing is a new concept. Not a lot of people have ever came across axe throwing. Bumper card, bowling, it's been there forever. People have seen that, played that so many times. And the best part of axe throwing is it's more physical activity.
An activity that got its start with our neighbors to the north.
Axe throwing itself generated from Canada. So when people go to woods to cut woods and they have a lot of time to kill, what they used to do is, instead of just sitting there, they used to throw axes on the lumber. So that's how it came up from Canada. It's like throwing darts with axes, basically.
Although that may sound like a dangerous prospect, it's very regulated and safe. Customers are taught how to properly throw axes, and there are safeguards in place to make sure everyone has an axe sighting and worry-free time.
So this is the line where you stand, and this is the line we don't cross, because this is the safety line. So we don't want customers crossing this line when throwing the axe. Take one step, hold the axe.
The more laid-back appeal of having couches and low lighting lets customers enjoy the atmosphere while they work out some stress.
I have a very busy life. What I like about axe throwing is I can take my, frustration, let's say it that way. I take my frustration on the wood.
If you think your axe throwing skills are a cut above the rest, you can try out Axe Zone right here in Naperville. For more information, you can visit their website, axezonelounge.com. For Naperville News 17, I'm Ryan Scrid.
And if you're a true axe-spert, you're welcome to bring your own throwing axe. After the break, a Naperville North student awakens to a national award.
You work hard, and you want to see your efforts pay off, literally. Whether you're dreaming of retirement, growing your business, or leaving a legacy for future generations, at Busey, we help you realize the possibilities of tomorrow. We listen to your needs and goals to create a sound strategy for you and your family. Enjoy the achievements of your life and work. We'll handle the rest. Busey, your dream, our promise.
NCTV17.com is the best place for you to stay up to date on your neighborhood happenings. Get your local news and sports all on the go by signing up for our daily news update. Naperville Community Television, keeping you informed.
District 203 had many topics on the docket at their latest meeting. The group talked about revising their policy about timeouts and physical restraint. Back in November, ProPublica Illinois and the Chicago Tribune found many schools were using isolated timeouts behind locked doors as a way to discipline students. The Illinois State Board of Education issued an emergency order to end this practice, mandating a statewide update of disciplinary policies. In the 2014-2015 school year, Assistant Superintendent Christine Igo eliminated isolated timeouts, but there are some times where it may be used as a last resort. The district does see instances when physical restraint may be used when the students are a danger to themselves or others, which is a rule they will keep. The new policy calls for a written documentation every time timeout or physical restraint is used. Also at the meeting, the group discussed their rules about students being able to self-medicate and the potential introduction of medical cannabis in school. Depending on the type of drugs, students would be allowed to self-carry certain medication, but would need to store medical cannabis in the nurse's office. Documents like a school medication authorization form and a valid registry identification card would need to be turned in. The medical cannabis cannot be smoked or vaped. School board members also gave an update on the recent Illinois Association State Board Joint Annual Conference. Board President Kristen Fitzgerald took away key points when it comes to implicit bias, including how other districts are making progress to improve culture and how staff can recognize the subtlest bias. The next Focus 203 meeting will focus on implicit bias. The board will make a final decision about those 2 proposed policies at their next board meeting. A Naperville North senior received an award for his storytelling skills. Naperville News 17's Aisha Ashley Hausa tells us his story.
One Naperville North High School student has already taken a big step into his future filmmaking career. Noah Samiria won the National Academy of Television Arts and Science Student Production Award.
I was confident in my submission, but you know, it was a national competition, so it was pretty amazing to hear my name.
Take a look past that innocence.
The high school senior received the Emmy in the cinematography category on November 1st for his 3-minute film, Discoveries Awakening.
The main message of my film was life is full of moments, both big and small, that we can all awaken to and experience fully, because I think as we go through life, we tend to forget some of the beauty that's just in our everyday life.
He does that throughout the film, slowing some moments down and speeding others up to show the motion of life. The clips are a collection of other work he's done and footage from trips he's taken.
All the footage was created for different purposes. At the end of the year, I was thinking that I have all this footage, I can make a film out of it, because I wanted to reflect on what I learned as a individual that year.
He hopes this award will launch a bigger film career for him so he can continue to tell stories.
My main motivation has always been emotion and how I can tell that story through emotion and influence whoever my audience is in a positive way.
Helping people make discoveries, one moment at a time. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Aisha Ashley Hausa.
Samiria has applied to a few Los Angeles schools to continue his film journey. Recognizing that holidays can be a hard time for some, local organizations stepped in to brighten spirits with some free holiday shopping for their members. Family Shelter Service of Metropolitan Family Services DuPage has hosted a holiday shop for about 15 years. It provides families who've been affected by domestic violence a chance to give their children a Christmas at a dark time in their lives.
Domestic violence survivors and their children basically have had all of their hope and dignity removed from them, torn away. And Holiday Shop is one way that we give them hope and give them a chance to have the holiday season like a normal family.
Parents can pick out gifts for their children like at a regular store, then head over to other rooms to grab blankets, scarves, hats, and mittens. 100 Women Who Care Naperville sponsored this year's event. One member said they're proud to support such a worthy cause.
I think we as an organization are very proud of the work that we do, and I think we genuinely want to help people in our community.
Bridge Communities also gave their clients a chance to pick up some presents free of charge. Our own Christian Kenizal stopped by their special shop.
Tables stacked with toys, clothes, and even more gifts were at DuPage Children's Museum as Elves prep Santa's closet for some holiday shoppers. Bridge Community's 21st annual family holiday party gave its community members a chance to do some free holiday shopping and get in the spirit of giving.
The Santa shop, what it is the child is coming in here and shopping for their family members. They're not shopping for themselves. So they're shopping for something to give on Christmas morning to their family member.
After selecting their gifts, the holiday shoppers had them wrapped and dedicated to their loved ones. Parents also had the opportunity to do a little bit of holiday shopping of their own. Bridge Communities provides a free 2-year transitional housing program to homeless families in DuPage County. They offer programs like budgeting, and they help adults find better employment.
We're trying to give these families a normal life and build them to a life of self-sufficiency, to build a support system out there in the community.
This is the second year in a row Bridge Communities has teamed up with Naperville Newcomers and Neighbors Club, who were in charge of gift donations and running Santa's Closet. Along with some holiday shopping, families were also given a free meal and a chance to meet the man in red.
You know, it doesn't take a lot physically or financially to help to create a sense of happiness and self-worth in another person. It's just that you have to demonstrate that you truly care about that person.
For Naperville News 17, I'm Christian Canizal.
Naperville newcomers and neighbors gathered around 400 gifts for Santa's Closet shoppers. Coming up, spreading cheer for another year.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crimestopper.
Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer.
Business Connection is really good PR for us to get our names out there because we're new.
1 year later, my business has increased tremendously this year, so I really appreciate that I had the opportunity to interview on Business Connection.
So tell me a little bit about your law firm.
I talked to some friends. They said it was great for their business, and so I did it, and it was great. I've seen a lot of calls and emails, gotten a lot of traction on Facebook.
I actually have one client. The reason he agreed to meet with me was because he watched the video on the website. That right there made it worth doing, and so I recommend it to people all the time that if they don't have a video, they need to do a video, and they need to do it with the NCTV 17.
A North Central College athlete is making a difference one backpack at a time. Eric Outlaw, a senior third baseman on the Cardinals baseball team, wanted to give to those less fortunate. So he started Backpacks Across Chicago, an initiative to hand out backpacks filled with winter garments to the homeless.
A lot of these people they're just like you and me. They've came from good stories. There's nothing wrong with them. They're nice people. It's just sometimes life hits you with obstacles that lays you in a certain position, and it's hard to fight back.
Thanks to donations from friends, family, and community members, Outlaw gathered around 40 backpacks filled with winter garments, blankets, hand warmers, hygiene materials, and some snacks.
They didn't realize they were getting everything, so they were like, "Oh yeah, I'll just take the hand warmers and can I have the backpack?" I'm like, "No, we're giving you all of this." And they're like, "Oh my God, God bless you," and all this stuff. And it was just cool to see how thankful they really were for the stuff, and cool to see that everyone that gave me stuff, their stuff was getting put in a smile and someone that was happy.
Along with some friends, Outlaw distributed around 30 backpacks in Chicago on Thanksgiving weekend before he had to stop due to rain. But Outlaw isn't letting the rain soak away his spirit, as he plans on collecting even more backpacks during winter break so he can continue to give the gift of warmth. Outlaw says he hopes the North Central College baseball team can continue the tradition after he graduates. Though students will soon head on winter break, that's no reason for them to let their reading slip. The Naperville Public Library is rewarding readers through their winter reading program that's already underway at all 3 locations in Naperville. The program lasts until January 19th, and to join, all you'll need to do is pick up a reading log in person or online.
Once a child has a reading log, they'll pick a daily goal to read every day. It might be a certain amount of minutes they want to read, a certain amount of pages, or a certain amount of books. Every time they finish daily goal, they'll color in one of the icons on the sheet, and once they do that 10 times, they can come in for a prize.
If you finish all 3 levels, you'll walk away with a free book. In addition, the library has also partnered up with the Chicago Wolves for their winter reading program, and will be raffling away tickets to their games. The winter reading program is for those in 5th grade or below, but teens can take part in the Teen Reading Contest from December 20th through January 10th, and they can win prizes as well. Readers will also get to do some writing this winter as they can pen a letter to a senior in a local nursing home. For the 58th year, the Naperville Garden Club's Cup of Cheer event gave residents the chance to tour homes decorated for the holidays. The annual event is spread all across town and had all the trimmings to get ticket holders in the holiday spirit.
It involves both a house walk. 4 homes are decorated in the Christmas spirit. We offer a holiday market, and then our lovely cups and saucers are commemorative of each year. You can have coffee and tea and homemade cookies here and enjoy the holiday spirit.
This year, for the first time, the holiday market took place at the Judd Kendall VFW. That allowed the market and tea to be held side by side.
We're now back together with both areas, the holiday market and then also the holiday tea, all in one level, and it's a very festive event to come to.
Money raised from the event will help fund the club's initiatives, including scholarships for students. The event was open to the public on both December 5th and 6th. This holiday season, you can give a gift that gives back in more ways than just one. Kay McKean, the founder and executive director of Scarce, a nonprofit dedicated to creating sustainable communities, says planning ahead can help reduce your carbon footprint this holiday season.
We all can look at what we're doing and say, I can do that better. How about carpooling? Plan your routes. If you're going to go to a bunch of stores, plan it. Plan the map, kind of think about it so that you can not waste gas. Right? Don't idle your cars while you're waiting outside of stores.
McKean said between Thanksgiving and New Year's, Americans increased their garbage output by 25%. But there are ways to reduce that percentage, like using cloth napkins instead of paper, using glass plates instead of styrofoam ones, and wrapping gifts with reusable bags.
I'd rather put money in the gift than put money in the wrapping paper.
If you're still stuck on what to give your loved ones for the holidays, McKean has plenty of green alternatives, like this circuit board notebook for someone who loves computers, or this picture frame made from a bike chain for the bike enthusiast in your life.
There's so many things you can look online, ideas that you could do, or ideas that somebody else has come up with.
Another tip is if you're sending a holiday card this year, send one that uses recyclable materials. Up next, keeping wrestling in the family.
Have you been a guest in our studio or part of a news story? Have you seen a news story that inspired you or one that you just found interesting? Has your son or daughter been featured in a sports highlight? Or perhaps they interned with us? If you've been impacted or informed by NCTV 17, kindly consider a donation. By doing so, you'll be helping to document our community's history as it happens.
For many of the coaches at Fox Valley Wrestling, it's a family affair in the gym, and also at home.
Every day, we call it Royal Rumble. We Royal Rumble, all three versus Dad.
Adam Johnson is the co-head coach of the Fox Valley Wrestling Club after an illustrious collegiate career at North Central. A Cardinal Hall of Famer, inducted in 2017, Johnson is now in his first year with the club.
Think of it as divine intervention that I ended up here. My kids and my wife and I moved here a couple years back, and my oldest son decided he wanted to start wrestling. I kind of found myself in a position where I was like, all right, let's go to a club and try it out. Next thing I know, here I am.
Johnson has 3 boys, 2 of which were pleading to give wrestling a go. Fellow coach Ryan Hoger also has a son in the club and has experienced the father and son tussles. Does the kid ever win?
Nope, usually I win those. You probably saw my son earlier running around here. Usually I win for about 2 more years, and then it's going to be a problem.
That could very well be thanks to the club in which he coaches, and it's this family atmosphere that helps mold these young athletes.
It's not an individual sport, and so we want family. We want it to be a family atmosphere, and it takes a village to raise these kids, and we want Fox Valley to be that village.
And anybody that's ever been part of a team, especially a wrestling team, knows that it's a very tight-knit brotherhood. And so we really try and promote that culture here. We try and get families involved as much as we possibly can as well.
Mike Parton is also a coach here. He also coaches with Neuqua Valley.
It's nice to be able to start to get to these guys at a younger age, really develop them into our program, and looking forward to seeing what they're going to be able to do when they get to the high school.
Ultimately, the time spent in the wrestling room is an opportunity for kids to get exposure to another sport. One, these coaches might add, carries some great life lessons.
When they're younger, we let them try whatever they want, and then over time, they stay in certain ones and not in others. Wrestling was definitely on the list of things to have them try out.
You really learn how to persevere through tough situations, build through skills that can get you through some adversity. I mean, there's a lot of times just within a match throughout a season that you may not be where you want to be. There's a lot going against you, and you just need to kind of be able to push through, dig down deep.
The goal for Johnson? Threefold. Teach those lessons, get the kids interested in the sport, and have fun doing it.
Hard part is you got to make it fun too, because wrestling's tough. So we try to make it fun. That way they keep coming back, they stick with it, and reap those long-term benefits.
And it sounds like he doesn't exactly have to sell Ryan's son Lincoln. His favorite part?
Meeting the new people that have joined and seeing who there is. New competition.
New competition, which is growing, seen as the club added 3 new rookie wrestlers, or from a different perspective, new family members. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Kevin Jackman.
And if you have an idea for a sports story feature, you can let us know at newstips@nctv17.com. There are some sneaky fellows hiding out in downtown Naperville businesses that you'll want to keep an eye out for. Naperville News 17's Aisha Ashley Hausa searched out the story.
If you're in downtown Naperville, you might spot some of Santa's helpers. Look closely, they may be hiding in plain sight. For the first time, kids are on the hunt for the hidden elves.
A lot of people might remember years ago we used to hide bears and things like that in the windows, and people loved that so much. But with the whole elf craze, we decided to have elves this year. So over 60 downtown businesses have elves hidden in their stores.
You can find the list of participating businesses on the Downtown Naperville website. If you find at least 30 pointy-eared fellows, you'll be able to enter a raffle for the chance to win some gift cards. Reporting for Naperville News 17, I'm Aisha Ashley Hausa.
The search for the elves will go on until December 20th. And that's what's happening right here in your neighborhood, Naperville. We'll see you next week. Until then, you can catch up on local news by signing up for our NCTV 17 news update delivered right to your inbox Monday through Friday. Sign-up information is right on our website, nctv17.com.
This week's Naperville News 17 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. This program is partially funded by a grant from the City of Naperville.